Welcome to the program. I'm Mark Imperial. Joining me on this segment is Latonya Anderson. Latonya, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here.
So tell us a little bit about your work and who are the types of folks that you speak to?
I speak to people that have had traumatic experiences from childhood to adulthood. Based on what I have endured in my lifetime, and how I was able to, what I call, made it over. How I was able to overcome the experiences with some therapy, professional therapy, and through a lot of prayer and journaling.
So you're kind of writing this book first that you wish you had to read when it happened to you. Is that right?
Absolutely.
So
yes.
what is the big challenge that people that have just had trauma, what is the big challenge that you want to help them overcome?
To learn to like and love themselves again. To realize that what has happened to them was not their fault, and that they can move on and become productive citizens in society, that they can raise families, that they can own their own business, or go to work for someone else and be productive, and learn to be happy again, learn to love themselves again, learn to like themselves again.
So is that like the biggest problem that folks have when they go through trauma? They stay stuck? Or
Yes.
what have you seen?
You are stuck because no one can fully understand what you have been put through if they themselves have not been there. Physical abuse, domestic abuse, rape, incest, abuse by a parent. I can tell you all day long what my issues are. I can tell you about the pain that I'm enduring, and I can tell you that I'm unhappy and I just can't cope, that there are days that I don't want to live anymore. I just want to check out because the pain is rough. You will listen, but you do not have an understanding of what it is that I am having to deal with on a daily basis because you have not been there. I can go to work and put a smile on my face and do my job to the best of my ability and be the best at what I am doing. But on the inside, I'm broken, I'm hurt, I'm literally destroyed, I'm barely making it. How do I get to where I once was and become more?
What's the biggest mistake, like, for people that don't deal with their trauma well and they go through their life with this unresolved trauma? What are some of the dangers that they have ahead of themselves?
Suicide is one, a high rate of suicide. Two, it is very difficult to become a family person because you're always on the edge. You're always feeling like if they're not destroying the relationship, you're going to have to do something to destroy the relationship before someone else does it. You feel the need to hurt someone else before you hurt yourself because you really do want to live. You really want to be happy, but you don't have a clue. There's no one that can teach you how to be happy. That is something that is within you. It's only you can make you happy, but you have to know what makes you happy.
For someone that's gone through trauma recently, like, where should they start? What's the first thing that they should do to start to resolve?
Please reach out to a professional. Find a professional, sit in, tell them the truth about everything, no matter how much it hurts, and let them help you find a solution to the beginning of your brand new start in life, and walk with them.
So you mentioned your own personal trauma. Is that what inspired you to get into this work yourself, or how did you get started?
Absolutely. From the abuse of a parent, physical and emotional, rape. I am a rape victim. Just the hurt and pain and the misunderstanding of a broken child who went into adulthood, met a man who was physically violent. I married him. I had 3 beautiful kids with him. And I was still able to raise those 3 children, being happily remarried again for 23 and a half years with 2 more children, now 5 children, 9 grandchildren. I still feel the pain. I still feel the hurt. But God blessed me with a man who understands and who is helpful and who is never content with what is happening right now, always looking to make it bigger and better for me, for us, for our family. And a lot of prayer. If you do not have God at your head, you're lost.
When you were working through this trauma onto healing, what was that? Was there a magic moment where it flipped a switch and you just knew that you felt better? What was that moment like?
Every time I opened up my journal and I began to write what was on my mind and in my heart, at the end of my writings, and I can tell when I was getting to the end because everything would slow down and everything would become more positive. It was no longer negative. The negative part was going through the traumatic experience. The positive part, as I read the end, was, wow, this is how I make it over. This is how I get through today. This is how I make it. And I felt so much better at the end, more so than I did when I started out. So I had a story at the beginning, but at the end I had a solution to the problem.
Wow. So it sounds like if you were reading your journal, you could actually see that moment unfold.
Absolutely. When I finished writing, I read it.
Amazing. So, Latonya, how can folks, if they want to connect with you and learn more and learn more about your work and how you might be able to help them, how do they get a hold of you?
Well, right now, you can email me at anderson.latonya, Latonya, at comcast.net. And I am going to be starting my podcast soon. And my podcast is going to be called Let's Talk to Latonya.
Right on. Latonya, this has been terrific. I really appreciate you sharing with my audience today, and I wish you continued success. And I wish you success on the launch of your podcast and your forthcoming book.
Thank you so very much, Mark. It was a pleasure.
Latonya Anderson, everybody. Coming to you from Podcast Summit in Atlanta, I'm Mark Imperial. That's all for now, and we'll see you again next time.